Samsung's Galaxy Z Flip7 still has that instant party trick, a normal-looking phone that folds shut into something pocketable. Opened up, the tall inner display feels familiar, with regular Android icons, widgets, search, and a very personal wallpaper. The difference is that Hinge waiting in the middle, ready to change how you... From the side, the Flip7's personality is all about that squared-off metal frame and the compact hinge stack. The buttons sit right where your thumb expects them, and the blue finish gives the hardware a cleaner, more polished look than the toy-like flips of old. It feels like a serious phone first. Once you half fold it, the software starts doing the clever part. Flex mode turns the lower half into a touchpad and control area, while the upper half keeps the app visible. It is not something every app needs, but for browsing, watching, and quick multitasking, it makes the Hinge feel genuinely useful. The SIM tray is a tiny detail, but it tells you this is still a normal daily phone under all the folding spectacle. You are not dealing with some fragile concept gadget. It has the usual practical pieces, just packed into a body that can collapse down to half its height. Samsung keeps flex mode tucked into settings, and that is where the Flip7 starts feeling customizable. You can turn the panel on, adjust how it behaves, and decide whether the folded layout is helpful or just extra. The best part is having the choice instead of being forced into one workflow. The folded profile is where build quality really matters. You can see how narrow the side becomes, and that also means every button, seam, and hinge edge has to feel solid in the hand. A flip phone lives through constant opening and closing, so small hardware details matter more than usual. Samsung also lets you choose which apps automatically show the flex mode panel. That is a smart compromise, because some apps make sense with a lower control deck, and others absolutely do not. Giving each app its own toggle keeps the feature from becoming an annoying system-wide gimmick. Around back, the Flip7 keeps the classic dual-camera layout beside the cover display. The glossy panel looks sharp, although it is definitely the kind of surface that attracts fingerprints fast. Still, when the phone is closed, this is the side people notice first, and Samsung knows it. Multitasking is one of the best arguments for a foldable like this. With the screen bent, the top half can stay on one app while the lower half becomes your app picker or control zone. It is a small laptop feeling, except it still fits in jeans afterward. A durability test is never elegant, but it is revealing. Pressing tools near the side and hinge area shows where foldables take real-world stress. Pockets, bags, accidental knocks, and curious hands. The Flip7 may look refined, but the hinge and frame still have to earn trust physically. Fully opened, the Flip7 becomes a tall, modern smartphone again. That is the trick Samsung keeps refining. You can ignore the folding feature and just use apps normally, then close it when you want something smaller. The cover screen is the bonus, not the only reason to buy it. The hinge action is the star of the hardware. A good flip phone should hold angles confidently without feeling stiff or loose, and that is what makes flex mode practical. If it can sit halfway open on a desk, it stops being a novelty and starts becoming a mini tripod. Back on the home screen, the Flip7 feels approachable. You have familiar Samsung navigation, standard apps, folders, and widgets, so there is no big learning curve. The folding part adds options, but it does not make the phone confusing. That balance is important for people coming from a regular slab. The camera app benefits immediately from a fold. Set the phone down, tilt the upper half, and suddenly selfies or video calls become easier without balancing the device against a mug. It is a simple use case, but it is also one of the most practical reasons the Flip design works. Closed camera controls are another foldable advantage. The cover display lets you frame shots with the main cameras while the phone stays compact, which is great for selfies and quick group photos. You're using the better rear cameras, but with the convenience of a little preview screen. Video recording in a half-folded position feels purpose-built for casual creators. You can place the Flip7 on a table, angle the lens, and record without extra gear. The phone basically carries its own stand, which is exactly the kind of everyday convenience foldables need to justify themselves. Watching video while monitoring heat gives a practical sense of comfort, not just performance. Foldables are thin, and thin phones can get warm quickly under sustained use. A temperature check during playback is useful because entertainment, navigation, and camera work are exactly where compact phones get pushed. In video mode, the folded layout gives the camera interface more breathing room. Controls sit where your hand can reach them, while the preview stays angled toward the subject. It feels a little like using a tiny camcorder, which is oddly charming and genuinely handy for steady desk shots. Scrolling through a long document or web page reminds you that the inner screen is still the main attraction. The crease may exist, but for reading, swiping, and regular app use, your attention quickly moves to the content. Tall phones are naturally good for lists, and this one folds away afterward. The touchpad-style flex panel is one of those features that sounds odd until you try it. Your finger moves on the lower half while the upper half stays propped up, almost like a tiny trackpad laptop. It will not replace normal touch input, but it adds another comfortable posture. Direct sunlight is a tougher test than any studio desk. Outdoors, the display has to fight reflections, brightness, and heat at the same time. A foldable can be beautiful indoors, but if you cannot see your photos or messages outside, daily usability takes a hit fast. Returning to the flex panel, the lower half becomes a control surface with shortcuts and gestures, while the top keeps the browser visible. This is where Samsung's software experience feels mature. The phone understands its physical shape and adapts around it, instead of treating the hinge like decoration. Daylight camera samples are where the Flip7 can show off color, contrast, and dynamic range in a way specs cannot. Bright flowers, hard shadows, parked cars, and pale concrete are a busy mix. A good phone camera should make that scene lively without turning it into a cartoon. The Flex Mode settings page is worth spending time with because it changes how natural the phone feels. Scroll wheel position, touchpad behavior, and app-specific controls may sound minor, but they decide whether half-folded use becomes muscle memory or something you only demo once to friends. In the final outdoor photo test, the scene has plenty of color and harsh sun, which is exactly what phone cameras meet in real life. The Flip7's appeal is not just that it folds. It is that it can still handle normal phone jobs while giving you a few clever extra angles.